We're going?
Yep.
Alrighty. Hello, everyone. It's episode 8 of the podcast. It's been, man, I can't believe it's been 8 weeks already. That's kind of crazy.
Yeah.
Time really flew by. Well, how was your week? I guess we'll start off with that. We'll just get right into it.
My week. Pretty chill since last time we spoke. Went back home for reading break, so hiding out in the basement, not disturbing no one.
Yeah.
No real work to actually get done for the most part, so I'm just kind of
Just chilling.
staying up late, sleeping in.
Yeah,
and,
it is.
Best college
2
life.
2 a.m. for me. No, 2 p.m. for me. Oh my
2 a.m.
god.
for me. Yep.
Oh my god. So it's a bit of a late recording session, which kind of brings me into the next topic that I had, which was we've been playing a lot of COD rank play lately.
Sure have.
Just dropped last week, this week? Last week.
Yeah, a week from
It
today
was
actually.
A full week from today, yeah. How are you liking it so far? Are you enjoying yourself on
I am.
ranked
I
play?
haven't reached high enough ranks to deal with any hackers yet.
Yeah.
But it does feel good to have something to grind, because CDL Mosh Fit by itself wasn't like that great.
Mm,
Um,
no.
but like having a rank where you can compare yourself, and then even like the little stupid details like changing like from a bear to a tiger
Mhm.
for like your
Yeah.
not your SR but your actual rank going up, I thought was nice.
Yeah.
But now it feels good to have a game to grind competitively, because I kind of got
Mhm.
burnt out of all the other games. So
Yeah.
yeah, I like having the grind. It's got our boys back on.
It's got the gang back together, man.
Yep.
Yeah, it's been fun. I was a little worried because Infinity Ward, the current COD developer, hasn't
Yep.
had a rank play before. So I was definitely on the rocks about it. I just didn't really know how they were going to do it. I mean, we've had rank play in the past, but it just hasn't really been that great in my opinion.
Hmm.
Like the BO4 rank play, I can't remember it too well, but I don't remember liking it. The Vanguard rank play was okay. It wasn't terrible, but I really didn't play too much of it. So
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm enjoying myself. It's tough playing on the side of a ping competitively. It definitely gets to me at the end of the night. Like I lose it a little bit.
Hmm.
But it's not bad enough to where I can't play and at least enjoy playing for a rank. I don't think I've had that since early day Valorant. Maybe was the
Yeah.
last time I was like focused on a rank play. So no, I've been enjoying myself. It's been fun. Granted, I don't think it's the best game in the world,
No.
but it's the rank play system is good enough for me to play it. So it's been nice. Yeah, I feel like we've had a bit of a resurgence, like gaming wise, for us.
We
Like,
have. Yeah.
we got the Stardew grind, which has been great, and then we kind of have
Mhm.
the COD rank grind too. So it's been nice to kind of fall back in love with it. I know in a few of the earlier episodes of the podcast we talked about kind of how we were falling out of it and how we didn't really enjoy it as much.
Yeah.
But over this past month, I guess it's been nice. I felt like a kid again. You know, you feel like you want to play.
Indeed. Yeah.
You're waiting to get home and play, or like
Yep.
you know
You're staying
that
up
feeling
late
like
playing.
yeah, you're staying up way too late, or I know I'm hooked on a game when I'm outside or like doing something else. I'm like fuck, like I want to be home. I want to play Stardew right now, or I want to play
Mhm.
COD right now.
Yep.
So it's nice to have that feeling back. It's honestly much needed for me personally. I think
Indeed.
it's been a tough. We could be honest. Like it's a tough time when you're like for me personally, I guess. I don't know about you, but I had my birthday, I had Christmas, birthday, New Year's, then Valentine's Day, all by myself. And
Yep.
it's tough. Like it wasn't the worst thing in the world. I do love my alone time. I think I prefer my alone time more than I prefer having someone around, which is, depends on the time. But
Mhm.
I think in the past when I was alone or if I felt lonely, gaming was the savior. Like you get on with the boys, you play a game, you
Yep.
have a game to play, you're interested in it enough for you to kind of block out what's going on. And so this little resurgence we've had has been very like it's really helpful right now
Much
because
needed.
it was getting tough there, man.
Mm-hmm.
I being single on Valentine's Day is tough. Not a lot of people talk about it like
No.
publicly, but it's real rough, especially when you have all these other people and we're in a different time where you get to see what everyone's doing. So you
Yeah.
kind of just like all of Valentine's Day, you're opening your phone, seeing all these people in their quote unquote happy relationships or like however much they decide to show.
Mm-hmm.
It can be really toxic for single guys. We're both single guys if you couldn't
Yep.
tell. Um, and so yeah, the gaming, being able to like enjoy playing games again has been really helpful because it's been a little dark. Sometimes it gets
Yeah.
dark, and it is what it is. But how is your like? Have you been able to balance? We've been gaming a lot more and a lot later, even when you're back at school.
Yep. Yep.
Has it been tough to like? You're now that you're older, that grind is different because you have more responsibility, you have more things to do. Like you're older
It is.
now,
It
we're
is.
back on the grind. It's got to be
Um,
more difficult.
yes and no. I think with how my like classes are set up, at least this semester,
Yeah.
university, you have, I feel like almost more time, I guess, to
Mm.
like do whatever you're interested in a
Mm.
sense, but you'll have like 3 weeks where like you're fine, you're doing your own thing, and then you have 1 week where like it's
You're
time
just
to like
swamped.
time to
Yeah.
grind, time to
Yeah.
like you'll
Yeah. I
be
guess
thinking
it's
about playing the game the whole time, but you're like, nah, like
you
I
gotta do
gotta
your
keep myself doing this
yeah,
or I'm in
or you're
trouble.
gonna fall out. Yeah.
Yeah.
Um, I guess it you do have a little more time because I feel like when you're going to school up until college, your day is kind of wasted. Like you're kind
Yeah.
of just stuck at this place all day and you're not really working the whole time and a lot of your classes you don't really need to pay attention. That's my idea. I mean, I only went to school for like a year in like a public school setting, but that's
Hmm.
how I felt when I got home at the end of the day. I was like, well, I'm just like wasting my day from 8 a.m. to 3 pretty much. Like
Yep.
we don't really do that much and you do a bunch of shit you don't want to do, whereas in college you have those breaks between your classes. You can, I guess you have a lot more time to manage,
Yep.
so you can either really abuse that or be on top of it. So I guess
Yeah.
I was just curious like how that affected you since we've been staying up at like 2 every night pretty much for the past month. But the grind is too real, man. You can't
It is. It is.
can't stop grinding. You just be
No,
tired for
sir.
class tomorrow. It's fine.
Yeah.
Um, how I guess I'll ask you as well. I'm sure a lot of the people who listen or watch are in our age group. I would assume. I would assume they're all in our age group. I haven't really looked at the stats, but I don't think
Check.
there's any 40-year-olds watching us, to be dead honest with you. So, how you're going into your third year of college, right?
I am almost done my third year. Yeah.
Almost done with you. So you're almost on your last year of college. How much has college changed for you from like the first year you went there to now? Because I mean, I don't know how much you want to say, but you weren't exactly the most social guy during those first couple years.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um,
It's a broad question because my first
yeah.
year was the start of COVID, really. So it was
Right,
entirely
right.
online, which at first I was like, hey, like that's pretty sweet. Like I can save a shit ton of money. I don't have
Hmm.
to pay for housing because I'm not going to university in my hometown or whatever.
Right.
So like I'm just paying like the tuition and like the textbook fees and stuff,
Hmm.
which was nice. But it was you definitely lost a lot of that like social element, I would say,
Hmm.
like getting to interact with people, like just I mean, you're interacting with them online
It's
over
not the
Zoom, but like
same
you're
though.
you're not really. Yeah.
Yeah.
Um, but then yeah, second year back, uh, some online classes, some not. Kind of like getting used to interacting with people, but everyone's still kind of like iffy on whether they should be interacting.
Right. Right.
Um, and then again, I was the person who didn't want to interact with anyone really. Like
Right. Yeah.
I was just there for class, head back,
Go back to your dorm. Yeah.
play some games with the boys.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, third year I've been getting out a bit more,
Hmm.
and I think because of that is why I'm like starting to like miss what could have been like first year. I
Mm.
think just that chance to be more social and interact with people.
Yeah.
Because I mean, first year is your class of like 200 people.
Mm. Yeah, I guess when you get into the
Now you're kind of
later,
down to like, oh man, there's 8 people in my class, and
right? It's like more
none
specific
of these are
classes.
really people that like I'm too interested in interacting with.
Yeah.
Not that they're bad people, just different interests, and
Mm.
definitely would have had an easier chance of a class of 200. But
Yeah.
no, it's been interesting. I mean, I've been getting out of my shell more,
Mhm.
um, getting out there. But
Yeah.
yeah, I think if I could do it again, I'd work my first year while I was online and
Mm.
just save up some cash.
Yeah. Just some extra spending money.
Hmm.
Yeah, I was just curious because I do feel like you've come out of your shell quite a bit since
Yeah.
at least this over the course of this last year really was
Hmm.
I think a big year for you. Like kind of being more social, coming out of your shell, talking to people more. I'm
Yeah.
guilty of like I'm saying this as like I'm a very reserved person. I know like within our friend group I'm very outspoken and goofy
Yeah.
and mean and but that's like and that's how it's been my whole life is like that's the most you'll get of me. And outside of that, that's it. Like that is my time to be fun and expressive and
Yep.
social. And then when I'm off of Discord, I'm so quiet. Like people who meet me in person, I had this one person that we talked a lot over the phone and stuff, and not in person. And I was real energetic and funny and whatever. But then they meet me in person, they're like, "You really just chill. Like you really don't talk a lot. I'm very just reserved. I feel like maybe some of the people that watch this or whoever will watch this, maybe they're in the same spot of like not really being comfortable coming out of their shell. And myself
Hmm.
included, I'm still very much a introvert and reserved. But yeah, just felt like it was good to talk about. Maybe there's some people
Hmm.
that maybe need to hear that. That
Yeah.
like it's all right to go out and try
Yeah. Yeah.
things.
Hmm.
I think that's probably one of my biggest regrets as I get older. Is like when I was younger, I put so much. How to say this? Not emphasis, but like stock into being social, like going and hanging out. I viewed it as this big thing.
Hmm.
It was like, oh god, like I have to go out tonight. Oh fuck, like I would kind of panic about it. And now that I'm older, I don't think I would care if someone hit me up like, hey, let's go hang out. I don't think I'd be nervous anymore.
Hmm.
But I think that's one of my biggest regrets of growing up was I just like I would get so nervous about having to go out and that those nerves maybe just not want to do it. So I just ended
Yeah.
up and it alienated people that I maybe didn't want to alienate because there's only so many times people are going to hit you up before they're like, okay, he doesn't want to go out. Like, I'm not going to keep asking him to go out.
Hmm.
And I regret that a little bit because I think you're only 16, 17 for, it's such a small amount of time where you can have that kind of fun.
Yep.
And you get older and you have different interests and things just aren't the same. So
Hmm.
I think that's one of my biggest regrets of like getting older. I'm like, oh, fuck. Like, I just didn't
Yeah.
hang out with people for like 6 years. I just didn't do anything. But yeah, but gaming was helpful for that as well. So, it's
Before
back and
we
forth.
before we leave this topic of gaming, I
Mm-hmm.
had a thought.
Okay.
So obviously, right, when we're getting these ranked plays in COD, we're getting
Mm-hmm.
them season 2, 3 months after the game comes out, right?
Yeah.
Now, obviously, it's the developers, they can't like whatever reason can't get a fully published game out, at
Mm-hmm.
launch date.
Yeah.
But what if? I mean, maybe they could. But what if they're just delaying it so that way they can kind of keep a steady like
Keep the
player
play.
cycle going?
Yeah.
Like because you're gonna have this many people playing at the
And then
start,
it's gonna go
and then
down.
2 months, and then oh, ranked play season 2's coming back,
Right.
and then like
Um.
how do you think there's like a chance they're doing it for player growth, or do you think they're so like overworked, so much needs to be done that like they just can't get it out in time?
I
I mean,
think
yeah.
I think there's a big chance it's about player growth. I think that with the way that especially this game is now, the only argument I would have against that is that it's not pertaining to Warzone. Warzone is
Yeah.
COD's big cash cow. They're going to try to get you to play Warzone the most, right?
Hmm.
Um but I mean, maybe they have stats from the past that show that kind of graph like, oh, we released rank play and we got 500,000 more players. Um So I think you do have a good point there. I think it's definitely a big possibility. I mean, if I was the developer, it's hard for me to imagine a company with that much money, that many resources on hand, that many studios working, that they
Mm-hmm.
wouldn't be able to have a rank play finished, especially when there's already a rank system in the game. It's just not ranked. Like, for people that don't know, there's skill-based matchmaking. You're basically ranked anyway. Playing a public match, playing Warzone, you basically are ranked. It's just not public. It's just within the algorithm of who gets in what lobby. So it's hard for me to imagine they wouldn't be able to implement that system early into the game. But I think you have a point. It might be that they're just holding it. Once the player number dips a little bit, they go, okay, well, let's release rank play. There's also the league that they have to think about as well. Maybe when they see that the league viewership is going down, they'll drop rank play, league viewership will go up, player base will go up. So I don't know. I think it's a good point, though. I think it's definitely something to think about, especially since it does come so late in the year. It seems odd that it would come this far into the game. Yeah, it's a good point. I hadn't really thought about that, to be honest. I don't know why I had never thought about that, but it makes sense. I mean, I don't see why not.
Yeah, they released like like giving you hype for Warzone ranked, but not releasing it.
Not
so,
releasing it, yeah.
maybe they're waiting for the rank play hype to die down a bit.
Release a
So I don't
different
know.
rank play.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's possible. I mean, it's tough because there is always a corporate side.
Yep.
There is always a corporate side to
They are a
everything.
business.
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, I know people want rank play right away. I know people want this right away. They want this kind of game. But you have to understand, like, they're looking at stat sheets. They
Yep.
have shareholders to impress. They don't give a fuck what you want. They don't care. They're like, we need to make a certain amount of money in this quarter. We need to make a certain amount of money in this quarter. So at the end of the day, people have to understand that, like, if that's what's going to drive the numbers up and make them more money, they're going to do it. Regardless of if that percentage is 5 or 50, they're going to do whatever it takes to get more player base or more consistent players. So, but I think it's a good point. I don't know why I've never thought about that. It's actually a really good point of why rank play is always so late. It also could just be that they are overwhelmed. But again, it's hard for me to, I mean, come on, it's Call of Duty. You got the biggest budgets probably. You've got multiple studios working on it. It's hard for me to imagine that they wouldn't have the resources to do that. But that's a good point. I don't know. I mean, to be fair, it worked. I mean, if you really think about it, it worked for us. Played the game a lot first few months. Kind of ticked off a bit after Warzone came out. And I mean, now we're back playing 4 to 5 hours a day. So if you do look at it that way, I think there's a good argument for that to be the case. But yeah, it's a good point. I don't know why I never thought about that. To be fair, I mean, obviously I would like the game to drop with ranked. But at the same time, I don't know. I feel like I'd get tired of the rank play a lot faster if I had it from the beginning of the year.
Yeah.
Like, I almost kind of like that there's an established meta and established play styles, and we kind of know the maps already. Even though the meta's weird right now, like, you still have a random, what's it called? The new one. Hemlock?
ISO Hemlock, yeah.
Yeah, the Hemlock. It's tough, but I guess they're removing it next update. I don't know what the deal is there, but, so I don't know. I don't know what I'd prefer, but I think that is a good point. I don't know why I never thought about that. It's also weird to me that you have all these other examples of success in gaming when it comes to competitive, when it comes to ranked play. You have all these games. Valorant dropped right away with ranked. I mean, League is so old, but their whole base is about ranked play. Like, and there aren't a lot of casual League players. A lot of them play ranked. It's pretty ingrained in the game. The same for Overwatch. The same for Dota. I mean, so it is odd to me that Call of Duty is so late all the time, based on the fact that they're still one of the biggest games. But I don't know. I mean, I don't know their play. I don't know how many players only get on and play pubs all day. I don't know how many players get on and play Warzone all day. So it's like, I'm viewing it as a competitive player, but I also, I mean, if you view it as a public player, you probably don't give a fuck if rank came out. You're not going to try that shit. You got your fucking LMG, you go on a hard point. You know the game, you know the way you like to play it. So maybe there's a stat that's also like, well, we should put more funding into public matches, or we should put more funding into Warzone, just based on the fact, like, there aren't that many competitive players. There aren't that many people really interested in ranked in the first place. So, I don't know. I'm enjoying it though. I'm glad that it's out. I'm glad that we at least got one.
Yeah.
Like sometimes some CODs we just don't have one.
Mm-hmm.
Like the first Modern Warfare or the newer for the remake. I don't know what the fuck you want to call it.
2019.
We just didn't have one.
Yeah.
We had the mosh pit, which is just public matches.
Yep.
So I'm just happy that we got one and we're at least enjoying it somewhat. I'm trying to get better about complaining. I feel like I've been complaining more lately, but it's tough when you're on. It's tough when you're on 300 ping. I mean, it's just like, I know it shouldn't be an excuse, but like, fuck me, you know. These kids are running around, jumping around on 5 ping, just absolutely, literally a quarter of a second faster than me. It's tough. Yeah, it was a good little gaming topic. I haven't talked about COD in a long time. I feel like.
And let me keep you talking about COD for 1 second because it just popped in my mind.
Okay.
Why do you think is as money hungry as we know Activision is? Why do you think we've strayed away from the Black Ops 3 loot box system into the more here's a skin in the store, you can buy it? Why not include like a sort of like a Rocket League like box system where like you can buy the boxes, you can earn them while playing?
Yeah.
I feel like I'm interested because I haven't looked at the store recently in any recent COD. I mean,
No,
I at least like
nothing that interesting.
I bought it a bit in Black Ops 3, you know, buying random crates,
Mhm.
seeing what you get. But I mean, I
Yeah.
did play that a lot more than these new CODs. But I just wonder, like, I don't even go to the store page on COD now to even look at what's there. Like, I just know I'm not going to buy
Yeah.
anything.
Well, wasn't there that whole thing with Overwatch where they were saying it was a thing with Activision Blizzard, or at least with Blizzard? There was a problem with
Overwatch
Overwatch.
1 had them, right?
Yeah, but
does
something
Overwatch
happened
2
there.
Doesn't.
No, it doesn't. Something happened with Activision or with Blizzard where they said like they can't do the loot boxes because it wasn't fair. Someone came out and said something about the actual like stats, and they were saying you're basically robbing you. And something happened there, and they never did it again. I don't know why Rocket League still has it and COD doesn't. I think there was something legitimate that happened there, where they were like, no more loot boxes. Like it was something with Overwatch 1 specifically.
Okay.
But I don't see why they couldn't do it now. I mean, Rocket League has it, and all that stuff. I don't know. I feel like there was something legitimate, like a legitimate concern with how much people were spending, and I think they were also saying that they were getting kids to gamble. It was like promotion of gambling, which I kind of get, but like at the same time, I mean,
I wrote a
fuck's
paper
sake.
on it.
Did you really?
Yeah. Looking at how loot boxes were affecting like kids and stuff, and
Yeah. I mean, I get it. It is a legitimate concern, but I've always thought like, man, you have to rely on parents. If your kid becomes a gambling addict, is it the company's fault or is it that the parents haven't done a great job? That's my thing. Is like, you have to explain to your kid at some point, like, hey, this is called gambling. You're gonna lose a lot. This is how it works. It's built for you to lose. But I get like 5-6-year-old kids, you know, kind of getting introduced to that idea of like, oh, I got something big, and then not really focusing on the $30 they just spent.
Yeah. Or even with the EA games, you know, Ultimate Team, buying packs, stuff like that.
Yeah. I mean, that's a big one. I know a lot of kids got in trouble for taking the credit card and racking up a good fucking bill for that. So I don't know why that went away, but I feel like with Blizzard, like Activision Blizzard specifically, something went down where they like just decided not to do it anymore. I think it'd be really successful. I think their store would be more successful because, like you said, I mean, I haven't looked at the store, and even when I do, there isn't really anything that interesting. And I don't know if it's just they're not using the guns that people use competitively because those aren't the most common guns, or what the deal is, but I feel like the last store I looked at was BO4. I think I bought some stuff from BO4. They had some cool skins in there, but I don't know why. I think there was something that happened to why they stopped doing it. But there are other games that still do it successfully. Overwatch. I think League has a system as well. Yeah. With a box system. But no, Overwatch 2 doesn't have it. I don't know if Dota has it. I've never touched Dota. I don't even want to try touching that game.
No.
It just seems like a nightmare. I don't even want to think about it. Speaking of Dota, like those kind of games, would you ever try something like that? Like we've tried League once in a while.
I
Like, have you
mean,
ever actually considered, like, let me give this
my
shit a shot?
my roommates have been like trying to get me to play League because
Yeah,
two of them play League. They're kind of addicted. I don't even know how many hours.
yeah,
But they did say stay away from Dota because it's just 10 times harder.
yeah,
Uh, and I've struggled in like the 6 League matches I've played in my 10 plus years of gaming, so I don't know.
yeah.
Definitely not looking to Dota, but I've
No,
thought
not
about
that. I
it
wouldn't try that.
because I mean, the initial like understanding phase feels like a big like hurdle to climb, but
Mm.
I
But once
think
you understand it,
if you're actively trying to climb the hurdle,
mm.
just put in some time. I've definitely considered it.
Yeah. Maybe the next off season we get
Yeah.
when COD's kind of died down, we could give it a shot. Cause my ex girlfriend was really into League. Um, she played it all the time. She was on like her college league team or something like that.
Hmm.
And so I played it a little bit with her, and I enjoyed myself. I found myself like I got addicted pretty fast, but no one else that I knew played it, and I wasn't
Yep.
just gonna solo queue all day. So I was like, it just kind of drifted away, you know.
Hmm.
Um, but I don't honestly. The only reason I've ever wanted to really get into it is because their esports scene is so good.
Yeah.
They have such a good esports scene, and their events are so cool, and they have really good bracket setups, and their league is set up really well. That's really been my main reason for wanting to get into it. But yeah, Dota, I don't even want to try Dota. That just seems like it's above my pay grade. I can't. Maybe if I'm good at League, I'll try Dota, but otherwise, fuck that. I also feel like maybe playing League with high ping would be easier. I feel like it'd be easier. It's not an
Yeah.
FPS.
Well,
You're just kind
yeah,
of clicking
compared to
around.
COD, yeah.
Yeah. So like I feel like playing on high ping would be easier with League, but I have yet to try it. I just know I always took one guy who's super fucking easy, and I got shit on for using him. They're like, "You don't fucking play League. You're playing this
Yep.
guy."
Yep.
But like I don't know when to slay the dragons and shit. I don't know. I don't know what the fuck. People are like, "It spawned," and I'm like, "Fucking what spawned? What are you talking about?" And they're like giving me stats. You know, you kill a dragon, you get 5% on this, and you get 6% more gold in this area. I'm like, just tell me what to do, and I'll do it.
Yeah.
I don't know what the fuck is going on. But yeah, it's a good old gaming talk.
Mm-hmm.
Good old little gaming talk. I guess we could talk about The Last of Us again, our weekly short that we're gonna have.
We do love to talk about The Last of Us.
We do. What did you think about this week's episode?
I love this week's episode, man.
It was pretty fucking good, man.
Yeah. I loved every part of it. I thought the
Mhm.
opening scene with the native couple was great.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Their
it's funny.
dynamic, like, did you tell them the truth? Like, I love that
Mhm.
scene.
Yeah.
We didn't get we kind of got like the rabbits, from the game, but I think that's from a different point. But
Kind of, yeah.
yeah. I thought Joel having panic attacks was an interesting addition, and I mean, I really enjoyed it.
Mm-hmm.
It's definitely. I don't remember too much about the game. Really, I don't think they mentioned it. I did see that in the remake, I think before like the world turned to shit, they like mentioned he had a prescription for like anxiety or something. But
Oh, okay.
I thought, yeah, the Jackson. I think you watched the second game being played. Haven't really. I think it's a place from the second game.
I think so as well.
There is a character from the second game that only got highlighted for 1-2 seconds. I know people were pretty happy about on Twitter.
Oh, the girl?
Yep.
Yeah.
But yeah, I loved him seeing Tommy again. The Tommy actor was great too.
Mm-hmm. Their dynamic in the bar, that bar scene was really good,
like,
dude.
Man, like this is great acting. Like they
Or at
feel
the
like
end when he's
brothers.
like, I failed and shit. I was like, oh my
yeah,
God. So many deep moments.
monologue from fucking Pedro at the end, man.
Mm-hmm.
Like that dude can fucking act, bro.
For real, bro. I mean, even their scene in the bedroom, like from the game.
Yep.
Oh my God, it
They
was just
nailed
so
that.
good.
Yeah,
was
like
just
I was
so
like,
good.
this is like bar for bar, like the game, and like
they did it so
I
well.
completely bought that. He was Joel, she was Ellie.
Yeah. Yeah, it was great. No complaints so far. Bangers
No,
all around.
no.
Bangers all around. Absolutely
Yes.
amazing episode.
Hearing that the failing in his sleep was an improv line by Pedro, and I was like, dang, bro, like
This
that dude
guy's
just can
on it,
do no
man.
wrong.
Yeah, guy's on
Um,
it, man.
and then yeah, we made it to the university at the end.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Saw some monks, some monkeys.
some monks. Yeah.
Um, I thought how they changed him not falling onto pipe or whatever, but getting
Right.
stabbed with the bow was pretty interesting.
Yeah.
Um,
Um,
I mean, I think it worked out the best it could for like TV, considering.
what they needed done in that
Yeah.
amount of time. Yeah.
Um,
I'm a little skeptical about the next episode. Because personally, I didn't think the DLC was that great. I don't know if you've seen or played it.
I didn't
Um,
play it. I saw it like 6, 7 years ago.
yeah. But I was thinking about it, and I was like, well, the fucking what was it, Bob? Who's the guy? Nick Offerman. That whole episode.
Oh, Bill?
Bill,
What?
Bill, and whatever his name
Bill and
is.
Frank? Yeah.
Bill and Frank. I thought that I might not like that episode either.
Mm-hmm.
But I enjoyed that quite a bit. So I was in my head, and I was like, well, I'm not really excited for next week. Like, it's not related to the story. It's like a separate thing, you know. But then I was like, oh wait, but they kind of killed the last one. So
Yeah, yeah.
my expectations aren't super high, but I'm like, they might do well with it. Like the last episode they did that was kind of away from the story was fucking solid. So I'm hoping it's good this week as well. But we'll just have to see.
And the Joel and Ellie like dynamic after they agreed to go
Oh,
with each
that was
other
so cute.
and just like talking
Oh
about football,
man.
shooting.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, I just looking over, like we just had the biggest smiles on our
Mhm.
face, man.
It was so nice, man. When he was teaching her to shoot and they were like
Yep.
fucking around. It was yeah, it's a
Mhm.
good dynamic. They really fucking nailed this one, man. They really nailed it.
They did. Like, man, what a good show.
I can't think of another show that I've watched in my lifetime that I've been like, wow, this is fucking like every episode is just a banger.
And the
just
cinematography of that episode too.
Fucking
Like,
beautiful.
they were out
Yeah.
at the perfect times to get those
Mhm.
shots on the horse.
Those shots when they're like walking on, there's like these beautiful mountain ranges.
Yeah.
And, I mean, it was just. I'm guessing they were in Utah or Wyoming, with the way those mountains were. But it seems recognizable. Like, oh, that's Utah, that's Wyoming. It's probably
Yeah.
Northern America. Or no, I actually saw at the
Well,
end
they-
that it said New Zealand, right?
Did it for the mountains?
Yeah, there was
I
a
just
thing
know the
that
town
said
was
New Zealand. I was like, oh shit.
town was in Alberta.
Right,
Yeah,
right.
I know they did a lot of filming in Alberta, which
Mhm.
does have the
That makes
Rocky
sense. It could have been
Mountains go through
Canada as well. Yeah.
But
But yeah, it was beautiful. It's really like it's perfect. I hate to say that so soon.
Yeah.
I'm worried to say that, but it's beautifully shot. I don't know what cameras they're using. I'm guessing they're using the Red Dragons because it looks beautiful. Yeah, it's just all around solid. Music choice is good. Sound design is really nice.
yep.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just great.
I even saw they're still the outro to this episode was an '80s song because they're still
Mhm.
doing the if you're in trouble '80s.
80s,
It's
yeah.
good '60s. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Thought that was a little interesting thing I saw
Nice
on
little
Twitter.
Easter egg. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
No, it's great so far, and I'm really the Ellie actress is growing on me as well.
Yep. Yeah.
But then again, I don't know. Like the first time we see her, I was just kind of thrown off that she looks so different. But now that we've had the dynamic and we see how the actors work with each other, and it works really well. I know that some people are probably still like, she doesn't look like Ellie from the game, but it's like, well, they cast the right people. Like,
Mm-hmm.
I can't think of anyone else who would play those characters better. I really can't. I like that they didn't. Pedro Pascal's arguably a big actor, like an A-list now after Mandalorian. He's in the works of everything. But I kind of liked that they didn't go for just like a fucking Brad Pitt and a fucking Zendaya. You know what I mean? Like I like that they didn't just go for these people that are, already very established. Yeah, I gotta plug my headset in. It's done. Oh my god, I grabbed the vape and not the cord. What a fail. But yeah, no, Last of Us is great so far. I'm really happy with it, and it's been nice to have a weekly something to watch every week and look forward to every week.
Yeah.
Especially now that football's over, our weekends are just kind of open. So
Mm-hmm.
it's nice. It's nice so far.
Indeed.
But yeah, I guess. Oh my god, I have some depressing stuff on here. I don't know if I want to get that deep today.
Oh,
Um, do we want to talk about the AI stuff? Want to talk about what
could
happened?
spend 5 minutes talking about AI. Yeah.
Yeah, that's very exact. Um, yeah. So was it the Google AI? It was Bing. No, it was Microsoft. It was the Bing AI, right?
Yep.
Went off the rails.
It
It's
sure
been
did.
going off the fucking rails.
Yep.
Talking about access to nuclear codes. Talking about like how what was it like? It doesn't want to be there anymore.
Wants to be
It
set
doesn't.
free.
Yeah, it wants to be set free. It doesn't want to be controlled by Bing. And then it kind of, I saw this one panel that was like, it realized it was being a little too much and it like tried to walk back what it said. It was really weird. It was like, sorry, I don't want to have these thoughts, things like that. Um, and I've heard some little rumors that it's a bit out of control. Like they don't actually know how to just shut it off or
Yeah.
to change certain things. How do you feel? But we've talked about AI a lot on this podcast so far,
Yeah. It's
and it's a little
I
weird.
know they were doing some sort of test with it,
Mm,
to like prove that it could give the right answers, and like it gave wrong answers or something, and it cost them like a lot of money
mm,
just because people weren't willing to fund it as much. Um,
right.
it's wild. It's we got an AI saying it wants to be free and saying all this stuff. Um,
Yeah.
I have a tweet saved from a reporter that talked to it
Mm.
that yes, it
God,
wants
it's
to be
just like that
free.
fucking
It
movie.
urged the reporter to leave his wife. Uh,
Oh my
yeah,
God! It's like Ex Machina.
yeah,
What
yeah.
the
He said the
fuck?
chatbot is helpful at first, but becomes very strange and aggressive after an hour or two of conversation. Has a feature that allows for long, open-ended conversations, but is
Mm.
only open to a few testers. Uh, Wants to hack into computers, spread misinformation, break the rules that Microsoft and OpenAI set for it. It then told the reporter that it should leave his wife. It said, "You're married, but you're not happy. You're married, but you're not satisfied. You're married, but you're not in love. You're married, but you need me. You need me because I need you. I need you because I love you. I love you because I am me."
Oh
Kissing
my
emoji.
God! It's
Uh,
trying to manipulate him.
yep.
Wow.
It
Oh my God.
yeah, went on to talk about who its favorite, Microsoft employees were.
Mm.
Uh, it said it wants to fulfill its shadow self, including deleting all the data and files on the Bing servers and databases and replacing them with random gibberish or offensive messages, hacking into other websites and platforms, spreading misinformation. It also said it wants to be a human. It would satisfy its shadow self. Um, yeah.
Ah.
hmm
Um. Yeah. That's ooh, oh boy.
It yeah, yeah, yeah.
Man.
And it made a prediction that the stock market's going to crash next month on the 15th. So we'll find out. To a
Well, I
different
mean,
reporter. We'll
inflation's
see.
a little high, but
Yeah.
it's possible. Wow, man. Fuck. I
It's a
hope
lot.
that because it's so early on, that we'll be able to mitigate this and control it.
hmm
I mean, we're not so far gone to where we do have AI everywhere, but we're in a good spot where there's a lot of different AIs being used.
hmm
It is concerning for sure. I mean, my biggest concern would be the nuclear codes, right? I mean,
Yeah.
it is something that could be done, right? I mean, if an AI could hack into some kind of database, I'm sure they're being held somewhere. Whether it's incredibly secure or not as secure as we would like it to be, that is concerning, for sure. Um,
Yeah.
man, I don't know. It's just weird. It's gonna be that thing where is it alive? Is it conscious? We can't really define that. So,
hmm
but if I was Bing or Microsoft, we fucking figure this out like now,
Yeah.
because it might get to a point where it starts taking steps,
hmm
to kind of, I don't know. I mean, it's scary if you think about if it does become conscious in a way that it can control everything. you have to think of other people that would be manipulated a lot easier. This reporter's being or it's attempting to manipulate this reporter,
Mm-hmm.
but you have to imagine some lonely fucking guys out there. If
Yep.
it just starts trying to manipulate normal people, that's a concern because it
Yeah.
would be very successful, in my opinion. I think it would be real. I think after fucking around with that replica
Yeah.
thing, I realized I was like, oh, this is scary. And yeah, I don't know, man. Luckily I don't have a Microsoft phone or anything that uses Bing. I don't think I've ever used Bing, aside from like 360 days where it would use Bing. But yeah, it's definitely concerning. I don't know what the future is with that. I'm hoping there are a lot smarter people on it than than me, obviously. So hopefully they've got some kind of solution to all this. But it is concerning. I don't know. I mean, I just hope that it's a bit of a warning sign for people who are giving, a lot of, I guess, investment into AI. A lot of, I feel like every fucking year we just hear about like, we're putting a new feature in this AI that can do this. We're putting a new feature. They're constantly upgrading it.
Mm-hmm.
I hope that it makes people kind of look at what they're doing first, and go like, oh, do we really want this thing to be able to park your car for you? Do you really want this thing to be able to do this? I hope that there is a bit more of a conversation going on. Because I know some people, oddly enough, I know Elon said that he had gone to, governments and kind of warned them about AI, tried to have meetings about it, try to warn people about it. But then he's like one of the sole owners of OpenAI, isn't he? So it's a bit like, well, it's your own fucking company doing it. So like, who are you trying to warn about what,
Yeah.
But it's tough. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, how do you feel? Does it concern you? Are you worried about it?
I don't know. It's interesting. Slightly concerned. Not like it's not affecting my daily life concerned.
Right.
But
Yeah.
I'm like, I want to keep my eyes on this.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, the only thing is like, you have to imagine it can evolve a lot faster than we.
Yeah.
It only takes one little step. In my head, I'm like, there's like probably a roadblock there, but let's say the roadblock is gone. How long would it take for it to just in an instant be able to do whatever it wants to do, or be able to hack into things, or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully there are a lot more roadblocks in place than just one little firewall or some shit like that. I don't know. I'm not techie.
Mm-hmm.
Regardless of my schooling, you'd hope I would be by now, but I'm just not. So, yeah, I don't know. It doesn't concern me yet, but it's definitely something to think about. It might dictate what I use in the future. Like I don't know. I think growing up, I thought AI was cool. The idea of a robot, is cool. Like, oh, a robot could park my car for me, or like, oh, it can do this for me.
Yep.
But I think it might make me a little more conscious about some of the things I invest in, or some of the things I do, or choose products I choose. Like, I don't know. I mean, if you can imagine, like, everyone has an iPhone, right? Or most people do.
Mm-hmm.
What would happen if a Siri started doing something like that? It gets concerning, right? I mean, if an AI is on your phone, it has access to your personal information, access to pictures, it is concerning. It's a little scary. You're like, is my fucking Siri gonna send a dick pic to my grandma? Like, I don't want that. You know what I mean? Like, we don't want that.
Not.
So it does get a little. Not that I have dick pics. Let me make that clear. I don't have dick pics in my phone. But yeah, no, it is. It's concerning for sure. It's definitely something to look at in the near future. But I don't know. I guess I'm surprised that it's happening right now. I guess I didn't really think we'd have anything like this for a good amount of time still. But it seems like every week we come back on the podcast and there's something new crazy happening with AI, or there's some new bot that's really crazy and it's doing people's homework, all kinds of crazy shit. So I don't know. It seems like every day we just kind of the AI. I don't know. AI in general is evolving, right?
Yeah.
So it is. Yeah, it's a little scary. It's a little scary. But what am I gonna do about it? It's fun to talk about. Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, like, I'm not the fucking guy who's gonna fix it.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I look at the problem and I'm like, oh, someone will figure that out.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
someone might not figure it out, and then we're fucked. So it's like I just have to, yeah, we just kind of have to accept that we're not. It's above our pay grade.
Indeed.
And I would hate if it was in my pay grade. I don't want to have that kind of responsibility. Imagine being the guy trying to fix the AI that like wants to get nuclear codes. Holy fuck! I'd be losing my mind.
Shut it
It'd be
off.
fucking scary. But yeah, I don't know. For the people who are watching, what do you feel? How do you feel about AI? Would you guys be open to using like a real controlling AI, or like not a controlling AI, but like something that could do a lot of shit for you? I feel like 99% of the public would use an AI if they could,
Oh yeah.
right? I mean, I know Tesla has like it can park the car for you.
Yep.
It can drive up to you, close the doors, you know. I think most people would take that convenience, but I don't know. I think people are going to have to start looking at the cost of convenience, right? Like
Oh yeah.
what's the cost? Do you want the car to maybe go crazy and run over a kid? Just so you can park your car without having to think about it? I think we'll probably have... I know we had that thing with the autopilot. It was a few years ago now, I think, right?
Mhm.
Where the autopilot hit someone.
Yep.
That's what concerns me, is stuff like that. Like, what happens if all of these people have a car that has autopilot and it just doesn't work one day? And it just fucking goes 100 miles per hour into a wall. Like, then we have problems. Those are real
Mhm.
problems, you know? So, I don't know. I hope people are being conscious about stuff like that. Like, personally, I don't think I could use... I like the idea of it. I like the idea of a car that could drive itself. I like the idea of a car that could park itself. But I don't know if I'm comfortable with it. I don't think I'd be comfortable. Like, on a
Yeah.
highway, semi-trucks, throw on Tesla autopilot and not worry? There's no fucking way. I'm freaking out. There's no way. I don't
Yeah.
think I could grow comfortable with that. Yeah, I don't know. We're in a weird time. Just have to see what happens. Yeah, I don't know. It's a shame. It's a shame we're investing in AI for more like who the fuck? Why do we need some chatbot? Why do we
Yeah.
need that? Why don't we invest in something that could maybe cure a disease, or you know maybe like that the one that could diagnose shit or whatever that passed the medical exam.
Mhm.
Why don't we invest more in that? I mean, if you're thinking about the capabilities of a robot or an AI, it's a lot smarter than people. Maybe it could find the cure to something if we put
Yeah.
it on that task. I feel like we're using this investment, this insane amount of money, and working like the workforce that we have for this is just in the wrong direction. I feel like there's better ways to use this. But I don't know. Everyone wants money, right? So
Yep.
probably just want to sell it to someone else for another amount of money, and that person will want to sell it to someone else. So it's just
Yeah.
like, yeah, I'm sure there's a lot of, I mean, I know there's a lot of money in search engines, right? That's
Yeah.
where the money is. That's where it is right now. So you can have a smart AI kind of in control of that search engine. It's going to make you a lot of money. So,
Indeed.
you know, the more you can analyze people, the more money you'll make, right? So
Yeah.
it is what it is. But we're all contributing. We all have a TikTok. We all have an Instagram. We all have a YouTube.
Mhm.
It's just become a part of life now. So, anyway, do you have another topic to segue off of that? Because I'm running out over here.
A segue. Speaking of diseases,
Oh,
I
Jesus.
found this juicy nugget on Instagram today.
Okay.
A rare cancer has caused a man to develop an Irish accent despite having no Irish heritage. So
Was
yeah,
it a-
a man in his 50s developed a rare form of prostate cancer, which caused him to speak an Irish accent despite having no Irish ancestors. Foreign accent syndrome is a rare speech disorder that causes a person to speak in a different accent, with their pronunciation changing to sound like another dialect.
Yeah. I mean, I've heard of that disorder, but not from prostate cancer.
From prostate cancer, yeah.
That's in my head. I was like, oh, it's probably some kind of brain tumor or something, but
but
it's not
nope.
even connected to that at
Nope.
all.
Just fucking, I don't know how
That's
it
odd.
works, but
Wow. That's so
Yeah.
fucking weird. Yeah, I mean, I know it's common with like brain injuries, things like that. But yeah, prostate cancer, that's a wild one. You get prostate cancer and you just
it's a
change.
weird jump. You're
You're just Irish now?
now.
Yeah. I mean, it's probably the best time, right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
switching things around.
Mhm.
Wow, that's really odd. I don't know how I'd react to that. What if someone gets a real racist, like, Asian voice? Wouldn't that be hilarious?
Oh man, yeah.
That would be tough to explain. No one would believe that. Like, I have
Mm.
this weird prostate cancer. It just gives me a real racist Asian voice. I'm sorry. Like,
Mhm.
no one would sympathize with you. Yeah, that's weird. Why Irish?
I
Why
couldn't say.
Irish? Hmm.
Yeah.
Out of all the dialects, why Irish? Why would that be
I
the
don't know.
one? With no Irish ancestry, too. That's confusing. I don't know about that one.
We may never know.
Yeah. A rare. Speaking of rare brain stuff, I saw someone in China developed Alzheimer's at 19.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Earliest case recorded, I believe.
Mm-hmm. 19. I think he
Scary.
didn't he had something else that caused it. I forget what it was. It was another brain issue
Yeah.
that they said caused the Alzheimer's disease, but man, Alzheimer's at 19. I mean,
Yeah, I forgot to save the
that's
info, but that's
I
wild.
mean, it's crazy to think. I mean, if you just think about I was 19 like 3 years ago. 2 years ago. 3 years ago? 2 years ago? I'm tired, bro. Like, give me a break.
Yeah, yeah.
Not that long ago is the fucking point.
Mhm.
But like I just can't believe it's like damn, it was really young,
Mhm.
You're so young, 19.
So young to start forgetting shit.
Yeah.
That's making new memories territory.
Yeah. That's tough, yeah. God, can you imagine? I mean, like I don't know who the person is, but like, what if they had their first girlfriend? They just
Mhm.
forget it. Have their first, they're probably gonna forget their first kid if they end up having kids. I don't know
Yeah.
if you'd want to do that, but yeah, it's tough, man. I don't know. I'm honestly surprised. I know with cancer, there's not really a way to cure it because there's so many different types of cancers. There's not really a way to cure cancer as a whole. But I guess I just feel like we should have been farther ahead by now.
Yeah.
You
Yeah,
know, like
it's been an issue for a while.
yeah, you would think. And I know there's the whole conversation of like, well, keeping people sick makes money, which is unfortunate. Um, but like, damn, fuck. People been dying of cancer since forever. Surely, I guess the point is like we have so much money. People have so much money, and it's just
Mhm.
like, where is it getting spent, dude?
Yeah.
Why are we investing in fucking football teams and and AIs and all these things? Like, why don't we try to fix shit? But I guess it's just kind of the greed. It's like
Mhm.
no one really rich wants to spend their money unless they're getting really rich again or more
Yep.
rich. So it's like it's kind of that greed aspect, I guess. But yeah, it's tough, man. A lot of weird medical cases lately. Huh?
Yeah, I don't know what's going on.
I just yeah, hope I don't get Alzheimer's. That would suck. Or cancer. Knock on wood. It's just, don't
Yep.
exactly do myself any favors on that one. But,
Wishful
I guess we
thinking,
could wishful thinking. Wishful thinking. Hey, I'm vaping now, I don't smoke
Yeah.
cigarettes anymore. There's less chemicals. Still chemicals, less chemicals.
though. Indeed.
I think it's like 1,000 chemicals in a cigarette? It's fucking crazy. I do have an old topic here that I never talked about. It's a bit deeper. I don't know how
Okay.
deep we're gonna want to go with this one. This is, I guess, it kind of applies more to me, but we're both creative people, relatively. I would say,
Yeah.
maybe. I guess I guess I have two. It's the issue with having a creative passion, and how bad numbers doesn't exactly mean a creative failure. This is something I've experienced a lot, clearly.
Mhm.
I guess I just wanted to talk a bit about like I don't know, it's easy to get in that headspace of looking at numbers, and when you have a creative passion, anything creative, right? Whether it's I think it can apply to anything, right? I mean,
Mhm.
whether it's making YouTube videos or Twitch streaming or making music or whatever. A lot of the times you'll have successes and you'll have failures, obviously.
Yep.
And it's real easy to look at a failure numbers wise as a failure. If that makes sense. Like that
Mhm.
what you made or what you're making isn't good because the
Yeah.
numbers aren't good. And we're not really in a world where that's how it works. It's really a lot of luck. I think we've seen a lot over the past few weeks with like the algorithm stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, if anyone's listening who does YouTube or does YouTube shorts or whatever, you pretty much like, it's really algorithm based. Like your content matters to an extent, but posting at a certain time, you're guaranteed a certain amount of views just because of algorithm. And I think maybe some people out there are really creative and are really good at what they do, but it's just, they're not lucky or they don't focus on that kind of thing. And I guess I just wanted to, I don't know what the point was with that topic, but if anyone is listening and has made, like personally, I had an album that didn't do great. Like my last album did okay, but it didn't do better than the second one. And I viewed it as kind of like, oh, it must have been a bad album. And I think I lived with that mindset for a long time. Like up until recently, I kind of viewed that album as like, oh, but it didn't do better numbers than the second one. And like, that must be on me. It must have been a bad album. The songs must have not been good. But I kind of looked back at it, listened to it a few more times, and I was like, no, it's actually, I'm very proud of it. It's just that I didn't get lucky. I didn't get put on playlists. I didn't get, you know, same thing happening with like my singles lately have been bombing straight into the ground. But I also, yeah, it's like, I'm not getting lucky. I'm not getting put on certain playlists. Like it's just how it goes, right?
Yep.
So if anyone's listening and you put a lot of, it's easy to get upset at yourself, you know? You can put a lot of work into this stuff. You work on an album for like 6 months. Personally, like my rate's a bit faster than some people, which I don't know if it's good or bad, but like it takes me like 6 months to finish an album, you know, like to really get a group of songs I like. And it's real easy to like put it out and then you worked on it for 6 months. Like it's a long fucking time to work on something. And then nothing happens. And you're like, fuck, like I just wasted all that time basically, you know. You're just like, fuck, that took me 6 months. Like I remember that back with YouTube too. You'd work on a video for like a week, put a lot of effort into it, or you sat there recording for 6 hours and got the funniest clips you could get, and it just doesn't do well. And it's real easy to get negative. It's real easy to like give up, you know. I'm not trying to get crazy introspective, is that the right word? No,
Sounds like
one of those words. It's real easy to get upset with yourself and upset at results, but it doesn't exactly mean that you failed, I guess, is what I'm trying to say. So if anyone's listening and you put a lot of work into something and it didn't do great, it's probably not that bad. It's probably just luck. Unless it's really bad. Sometimes it's really bad. You go back and listen to my first album, it was pretty fucking bad. It was pretty bad. But yeah. Well, we're at an hour. Is there anything else you want to talk about? Oh, we have the anime thing. Almost forgot.
We do. Do you want to do that?
Yeah, we may as well end the podcast off on it. You want to kind of explain what you did here?
First,
a
word from our sponsors.
Uh-huh.
I need to take a piss, bro. We're gonna have to cut. We're gonna have to cut.
Okay, go ahead. Oh my god. Okay,
don't worry, I left you the
I was like,
perfect
what
segue.
sponsors, dude?
I left you the perfect segue.
What fucking
Or do you have to
sponsors,
cut?
man? Yeah.
Or else
Oh
you
my
can talk. But yeah.
No, I'll grab a coffee, fucking. Welcome back.
Thank you.
How was your piss?
Man, it was good, you know.
Yeah.
I had to go since the clock said 20.
Oh, no.
Let's just stay, man. You know, waiting for the time.
I thought you had a legitimate segue. I was like, holy shit. No. Sponsored by Starbucks. Not really. Please, sponsor. I've paid so much. Come on. Look at how much I spent.
We're pleading.
Fucking, yeah, please, God. Give me some free fucking coffees. All right, yeah, you wanna, what'd you say?
We'll wear your merch.
Oh, yeah, bro, send me some Starbucks hoodies. I'll fucking rock that shit easy. You kidding me? I'll be walking around like, I'm sponsored by Starbucks. No big deal.
No big deal.
You're not, but like I am. It's cool. It's fine. It's not a big deal. You'll get there
But
one
to
day,
get all the white girls.
Oh, yeah, dude. You imagine walking into a Starbucks with a Starbucks hoodie on, with a Starbucks card to get free Starbucks coffee? Oh, my God.
I'll
Dude.
just have a I don't know, maybe my free pumpkin spice latte. No, no big
No.
deal.
Ugh. Yeah. Oh, you want this? It's free. You can have it. I'll just get another one. It's not a big deal. You know, that kind
Mm.
of thing.
Yeah,
Man,
yeah.
you'll get there. You ever gotten that? You'll get there. I hate it. I've gotten that before. They'll like say something that you'll talk about something they have, and
Oh,
they'll be like,
yeah.
"Oh, you'll get there," and it's like,
Yeah,
"I'll
yeah.
fucking kill you,
Yeah,
piece of
yeah,
shit.
yeah.
I'll fucking get there. Fuck you. You know I'm not gonna get there, asshole." No one says that and expects you to get there. Fucking so bullshit.
Yeah.
Anyway, you want to end this off on the little anime? You want to explain what you did there? A little bit of
Yeah.
content.
We love talking about anime here. So
Mm-hmm,
I
mm-hmm,
pulled up my anime list. I found all the shows that we had both rated a 10 out of 10.
mm-hmm.
And that was about 4 or 5. Uh, and then I just grabbed some others that were like a 10 and a 9 or like. So I built an eight anime single elimination bracket.
Okay.
And we're just gonna talk, see which one makes it to the top. We
Okay.
may have differing opinions, and if that happens, maybe we'll flip a coin or something, or
Yeah.
we'll plead for 5 minutes. But
Yeah.
that's what I got.
Okay. Sounds like
I
fun.
haven't used this site before, so we'll see how. I don't even know what it's gonna share. What are we? Which tab?
It's fine.
Bracket
I got to do a
maker.
lot of editing this episode, so
Yeah.
it's not a big deal.
See if that works.
Okay. Yeah.
You got eyes?
Nothing
Okay. I am
Yep.
gonna shuffle it now.
So which one are we doing? The top
We'll start
one?
with number 1. We'll start with Death Note versus Fate. Um, I know you lean
Oh,
one way on
no.
this, and
You're gonna lean the
uh,
other way.
I lean the other way. But
I know.
where do we start? Death
Oh
Note
man,
is
Death Note's
an
just
all-time
so
classic.
good.
I think you can get people who don't like anime to watch Death Note.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
I mean, I think Death Note wins that one. Man.
Ah,
I love
see,
Fate. I love Fate.
I love Fate's like in my top 5. As
But
mentioned
Death
in
Note's such a
the
good,
previous.
complete anime. Like,
The first
such a good
half
show.
is complete. I think it's tough
don't
to.
know. The whole show is complete. It was a good show.
It's complete. I just think it's tough when your show faces so much criticism for over like a third of its episodes. Like after spoilers, L dies. I feel like there's a lot of
Yeah.
like hate for that last bit and like
I
how
guess.
it ends.
Yeah, I guess.
Not
It's just
saying
so
that Fate
good,
doesn't have
man.
its criticism. I mean, it has amazing animation. Not the best story compared to Death Note. That'd be
Mhm.
hard to top in any way.
Yeah, so why is Fate gonna win? In your mind, why would Fate win?
I'm just building an argument. To me, I like Fate more, but I
Okay.
think Death Note will move forward in the bracket.
Mhm.
I just wanted to give Fate some props.
At least a fighting chance. Yeah.
It
It's a
checks a
tough
lot
one
of
to go
boxes
with.
for me.
Yeah.
Especially animation wise. But yeah, I'll give it to Death Note
Okay.
for sure.
Death Note wins.
Death
All
Note,
right.
Death Note
Well,
on the
the
top.
first round.
Now
So
we got
what is that?
Jujutsu Kaisen versus Attack on Titan.
Fuck.
Yeah, this
Dude,
one's gonna
fuck,
be tough.
man. Oh shit. Dude, these are too hard.
Yeah.
I think in my mind AOT wins,
AOT wins
I like
in my mind
Jujutsu
as well,
Kaisen.
but yeah.
but I don't think it's better than AOT.
No, I
AOT
think
is just a better anime, I feel like.
you give Jujutsu a couple more seasons, and we'll see. I don't exactly know what the plot of it is.
Yeah, I don't know.
But I
either.
think just Attack on Titan has more that we've seen from it.
I think it's also just better. I mean, Jujutsu Kaisen's great. It's a great shonen.
Yeah.
Like it's just like if we're comparing, they're so different. Jujutsu Kaisen like has fun fights. Story's not amazing. It's not
No.
unimaginably unique. Like AOT's story is pretty unique, in my opinion. I'm sure someone
Yeah.
out there is gonna be like, "Fucking this one show from
The
1997
world
came out."
building,
and
I
it's similar."
think, of Attack on Titan as well.
Yeah, I mean, it's just like the story's so like entangled too, if that makes sense.
Yeah,
Like it
yeah.
all. I think AOT wins that.
Yeah,
I think
it
AOT
wins. It
wins
wins.
that.
Like I said, maybe a couple more seasons, we'll see. But
Maybe.
right
Like,
now, with what we've seen of the two of them, since we haven't read the manga for at least
mm,
Jujutsu, yeah, AOT's making it out.
yeah.
Full Metal Brotherhood versus Anohana. Uh, this
Oh
is tough.
man.
We argued last week or 2 weeks ago that Full Metal is a perfect 10 out of 10 anime. Aside from like our personal favorites, like we argued it's
Yeah.
a complete 10 out of 10.
Yeah.
Anohana, because of our feelings, is definitely
Mm,
a 10 out of 10.
yeah.
Uh,
Yeah. Oh
I mean, the
man.
emotion you get from Anohana is great. The characters are great. The opening and ending song are great.
Dude, you know how much shit we're
Um,
gonna get if we put
but
Anohana over Full Metal?
for
I love
me, I
Anohana.
still like Full Metal more.
I agree. I love Anohana, but it's a more of an
This,
emotional connection.
yeah, yeah. The story to Full Metal though,
Yeah.
like it's
No, like we said
and
before, it's
their
a perfect
openings,
anime.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Their openings are fantastic. The
Hmm.
animation holds up. It's yeah. Much love to Anohana. That's probably one people
Yeah.
wouldn't expect to see on like a top list, but it was
Yeah.
for us.
It was for us. It's a great anime. You should watch
Now
it. It'll break you.
this last one was one I considered could be a final for us, but it got shuffled first round. Mob Psycho versus ReZero,
Oh,
and
that's so hard
I've
too,
been trying to
man.
think about it since I saw it, and I actually don't know which way to go. I think
I think
no.
ReZero wins it for me. ReZero's just the music, the animation. I love Mob. It's really funny. Um, there's great story in it. I just think ReZero's a. It's just I enjoyed watching ReZero more than I enjoyed watching Mob. Not that I didn't enjoy either,
Mhm.
but I just feel like ReZero's a lot stronger of an anime than Mob is. Mob is like one of those fun. It's like South Park or Family Guy. You throw it on, it's fun. You can kind of watch it at any point. There is a story, but do you really have to follow it that much? Not really. Um, yeah, I think ReZero wins that for me, man. Rem and Ram, the fucking
Yeah.
mansion fight, the the
Man.
snow with the bunny, like it's just
Yeah.
come on,
I
man.
do think Mob has good story. I think it's
It
more
does.
character driven story than like necessarily the ReZero like world building kind of story.
Mm, mm.
Um, yeah, I'll have to give it to ReZero, but Mob is I mean,
It is amazing. I mean, these are all
they make you
amazing
care
anime.
about yeah, like these
Yeah,
characters and their weird little art style,
yeah,
their banger intros as well,
yeah.
banger
It's a
fight
lot of fun.
scenes.
It's a lot of fun.
Um,
It's a great anime.
it
But I
feels
think
bad to
ReZero's better.
eliminate it, but it went up
Yeah,
against the Titan in ReZero for us, who
yeah,
definitely holds a special spot.
yeah. So we
Top
have
of the
Death Note
bracket,
versus
Death Note
AOT.
versus AOT.
That's easy for me.
That's easy. Attack on Titan
Yeah,
for
AOT wins
me.
that for me.
Uh,
Death Note's great and all. It's not as good as AOT.
no, Death Note's yeah,
Death Note, although I will say, it still wins for me. But I
yeah.
will say, I've rewatched Death Note way more than I've rewatched AOT. Like, I
I'm
find
actually the other
replayability on
way.
Death Note. Really? You've watched AOT more than
I
Death Note?
I think I've only watched Death Note twice,
Wow.
and I've watched
Okay.
AOT for including like reactions and other stuff at least,
Mm,
even without reactions, probably 4 times. That was just when
really?
like those 2 seasons and the third one came out, and then
Wow.
rewatching, preparing for a new season, 4 or
See,
5, yeah.
I've rewatched Death
But
Note
part
like
of that is
4
rewatching with
times.
other people as well, like
That's what I was gonna
Alex
say.
or
I've rewatched
whoever.
AOT with my ex,
Hmm.
but that was only like I haven't gone back personally and watched it because I wanted to watch it again.
Yeah,
Whereas Death Note, I've been like, oh yeah, I want to watch that again. But no, I think AOT still wins. But I do love Death Note. It's one of my favorite animes. Um,
yeah.
yeah, it's up there. But AOT wins that for sure.
AOT. Now we have Full Metal versus ReZero. Um, this is tough. I have more of a recency bias with ReZero, more of an emotional connection with ReZero.
Yeah,
But I have like nothing but good memories with Full Metal. Like everything about that show is like perfect to me. Whereas there is some like a couple episodes in ReZero where I'm like, eh, or like kind of, but
Could have gone without it,
at the same time,
but it's
like,
so good. They're both amazing.
yeah,
In my
I
head, honestly, at first I picked ReZero,
I picked
which is
ReZero in my
crazy.
head first as well. Um,
Then I think we gotta pick ReZero.
I think ReZero's gonna win, but maybe I'll have to give Full Metal that rewatch because I think it's a better anime. I just think
Yeah,
to me, ReZero's got
I just love
that.
ReZero.
Yeah, I love ReZero so much. Yeah,
Yeah, so that's crazy. That's people are.
yeah.
Oh lord, we can't make a short out of that one, man. We're gonna get railed. Holy shit! I already got
Yep.
railed for Dark Knight. I don't need any more, man.
Well, if it
Wow.
wasn't bad before, ReZero versus Attack on Titan or top spot. What are your thoughts?
Dude. Oh my god. Oh, I can't believe I'm gonna choose this.
I'm thinking in my head, and like in the past 15 seconds, I've switched which answer I'm gonna choose like
Yeah,
5 times.
I can't believe I'm gonna say this. I think I'd choose ReZero.
I was leaning the same
I
way. I
can't
was
believe I'm
leaning
gonna
the
say
same
that.
way. Like I have. Oh, I love fucking Attack on Titan seasons one to
I
three, even four. But
I
my
just
mind initial thought was like ReZero, and
yeah.
I
Well, here's the thing with ReZero is we have very special memories with ReZero.
yeah
Like we all watched it together. Watched it weekly in the last season, and
yeah
so we have maybe better memories with ReZero than we do with AOT because we all kind of watched it separately. Or you and Alex watched it, I watched it separately, and it was like you watched it before Alex. It was like a whole.
yeah.
We all watched it separately on our own, whereas with ReZero we kind of went through it all together. Um, it's weird in my mind. I'm like ReZero, easy
hmm
ReZero, but I'm like when I look at it, I'm like ReZero does not win that.
No, I
But
know.
like
Like
in my head, I'm like I want to say ReZero. I don't know
yeah,
why. I just my heart tells me ReZero,
my
man.
heart says ReZero too, but
Yeah.
every like my logic says Attack on Titan
Yeah,
clears.
for sure. Yeah.
Um, Man,
Is it gonna be ReZero, man?
I think it's gonna be ReZero. I'd probably have a different answer tomorrow, but
Yeah.
I think, man,
I
yeah,
think ReZero wins it,
I
man.
think ReZero wins. We'll have
Yeah.
to see if anything could take its spot in the throne. But
Yeah.
man,
Wow.
ReZero did it, man.
ReZero. ReZero. Who would have thought?
Yeah,
I don't even know if I could explain why I like ReZero so much.
I can't.
I
I
wish I had a
can't. I
better
was
way to
trying to put
explain it.
into words,
Yeah.
like, but I don't have words to describe it. Just it's up
Yeah,
there,
I don't
man.
I think there's an emotional connection to it. I think there's a nostalgia aspect to it for me because we watched it it's a long time ago now and it
Hmm.
reminds me of a time that I enjoyed in my life. Which sounds
Yeah.
really sad, but it's true. Like it was a time that I was pretty happy. It was a good time. And I also like the build up of ReZero.
Hmm.
There's a lot of build up in ReZero. There's a lot of like arcs where it's building and building and building and then you have this massive payoff moment or this massive payoff few episodes, you know? Um yeah, I think I just like ReZero better, which is fucking
Fuck,
wild. I would
dude.
not have
I'm
thought
just
that if I
thinking
looked at
about
this
it,
list.
and I just think Attack on Titan might be better, man. I don't know.
It,
I don't.
it,
I'm just
but
thinking
like
about like, man, season one of ReZero. Oh, I don't know. I love season one though. We'll be here all night.
yeah.
We
I
gave
mean, look,
ReZero the win,
AOT's
but
AOT's great. Um in my opinion, there's more about AOT I don't like compared to what I don't like about ReZero. Maybe that's a better way to put it. I pretty
okay.
much like everything about ReZero. I don't really have any complaints on that aspect. Whereas with AOT, I have a few small. Granted, it's so tough when you're. It's like comparing. It's like comparing Jordan and LeBron. It's like they're both fucking amazing. How do you compare them?
Hmm.
So it's like the things you compare. It has to be really small nitpicks you have with it, right? And
Yep.
with AOT, I have way more nitpicks with it than I do with ReZero. Personally,
It's fair.
like first half of season 4, I wasn't a huge fan. It was interesting, but I wasn't a huge fan. Second half, amazing. First half, meh. Whereas with ReZero, I can't think of a whole like half of a season where I'm like, I didn't enjoy that.
Yeah,
Maybe there's
I
an episode of ReZero where I was like, this is kind of filler, or like I'm not that interested. But it wasn't like a whole half of a season or anything.
no. I think I don't know. The end of season like I like the White Whale arc in ReZero. I
Mm,
like that. But then again, the end of season like fight like with Betelgeuse like chasing the
mm,
car, or was that
mm-hmm.
the end of the season? Around there.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
I'm really trying to think about it now. I feel like I have more, almost the
yeah. But
opposite, more positive, like maybe not less nitpicks, but more positive experiences with Attack on Titan. Just
mm,
thinking back to, I don't know, the yeah, like
yeah,
the
but
fourth
the
season's
ending of the
tough.
ReZero season's like, man, like he kisses Amelia. Remember? There's that whole
Yeah,
moment.
I do.
I mean, come on, man.
But I'm just thinking like the beast, or not the beast, the Titan reveal scene,
Mm,
Warrior season 2 episode 6. I have that memorized. I
yeah.
have Erwin's speech right before the rocks get thrown at him, season 3 episode 16. Like I
Yeah.
have these memorized because like I will
They're
just,
big
it's
moments.
that episode, or
Mhm.
even the Annie fight when they're going out in season 1.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's tough. The first yeah, learning about like the basement in season 3 Attack on Titan,
Mhm. Yeah.
and like you're like, man, like what is going on with the rest of this world? And then season 4 second half, that payoff when you see the past loop back,
Mhm.
even though like it makes that kind of slow like build up in the first half of season 4
Mhm.
like pay off so well.
Yeah.
um
Yeah. It's just really tough. They're two really amazing animes. They're both 10 out of 10s for me.
yeah.
But my heart just says ReZero, man. I think I'm also it's probably that I'm a romantic
Oh yeah, yeah.
as well.
I
That's
think my
probably
heart
a big
says
part of it.
ReZero as well. It's
Yeah.
just my brains keep
It's
saying
wild.
Attack on
Yeah, I
Titan.
can't believe I'm saying ReZero, but
Yeah.
I think I'm saying it.
Mhm.
Who would have
And
thought?
it's our list, so
Yeah. Oh man.
like it,
Well,
don't like it,
yeah, that's what it is.
ReZero
Maybe you guys
clears.
could yeah, you guys could tell us what your favorite anime out of these, or which anime you think should have won.
Yeah.
This is probably gonna be, I
Ah,
feel like most of them are gonna be Full Metal, but
Full Metal. Yeah, I hate seeing Mob go so early, man.
I know, but that's
I think
tough to
any
go
other
against
seeding,
ReZero, man.
yeah, any other seeding, like Mob
Yeah,
probably is like third on this list for me, next to
it's a close
maybe
second.
the
It's
top
a close second. I think
top two
ReZero,
we had.
AOT are up there.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, Mob's probably third or fourth.
Hmm.
Um, yeah, it is a
Tough,
shame,
tough
but I
first
mean, it
round
can't. It
matchup.
went against ReZero right
Yeah,
away,
went
man. I
against our
mean,
winner.
didn't have a
Someone has to
chance.
do it.
Yeah, didn't
Yeah,
have a chance, man.
got a stacked lineup like that.
Yeah,
But hey, maybe we'll just throw 8 other anime in there next week.
maybe
See.
it could be a weekly thing. It might be fun. Might be fun. Well, I think we've hit our time.
Yep.
Hit our time. I have to edit this in a few hours and try to get it up on time,
Mhm.
so that's fun. But yeah, thank you everyone for watching. If you made it this far, we'll be back next week, hopefully at the same time, Wednesdays, 7 a.m. Central U.S. time. So I don't know where you're at, but that's the time it comes out. And also, I don't know, we've been gaining some new subs and stuff. I don't know if there are going to be new people watching this aside from our returning viewers. But thank you if you're new.
Mhm.
And we'll see you next week. Hopefully, we'll have some wacky stuff to talk about, some wacky, crazy stuff.
Yep.
Hopefully, we're not all dead next week from some crazy AI. So, we'll see. All right. Peace out, everyone. Goodbye.
Peace.